Hello, hey guys, it's as you can see, the first GRcade Twitchcast in a long while. Today we have Doom,
Hello.
as in the Doom Spoon, and Victor Mildew,
Good evening.
aka the Grumpy Spoon. Yeah. Anyway, basically, I thought yesterday about doing the Twitchcast. I was thinking about doing it on my own, but then I saw Doom and asked Doom. And out of nowhere, Victor messaged me today saying, "Hey, it's been a while. Do you fancy doing the Twitchcast?" I was like, "Wow, coincidence." So I thought we'd just see how things are going, what games we play in. It's more of a catch-up, really, and then maybe if we've got a bit of time, talk about the situation that's going on right now in the UK and elsewhere in the world. So I thought I'd start by asking you guys, have you been playing anything new recently? Anything in particular that's been tickling your fancy? Something to do with cute little animals on a little island?
I was gonna say, I just thought what was new then, but obviously it's been a month or so. But yeah, Animal Crossing obviously has taken up. It took up a chunk of my time towards the beginning of the
of its release.
The month. Yeah, in my first week, I put about 55, 60 hours in, something like that, in my first week. And yeah, just that kept me hooked for ages. But now, I was during that period. I was on self-isolation. So apart from spending time with Sean and the baby, I had plenty of time to be able to play. But then obviously I went back to work and different kettle of fish then. So.
Actually, that's the point. Have you been on the Twitchcast since having your child?
I have not.
So, for those who don't know, Doom has a child now.
I do.
Named Baby Spoon or Teaspoon,
Yes,
one of the
Teaspoon.
two. Teaspoon, yeah.
Which Sean is thrilled about, as you can imagine.
I bet. Yeah. So, Victor, have you been playing Animal Crossing?
I have, yeah. It's my first one as well. These things. There seems to be a whole subset of Nintendo stuff that just has been around for years in all various formats and machines, and they've always passed me by. Pokemon being the main one, and I think this one being the other one. I've just never given it the time of day, really. Not just never really sort of noticed it or fancied it. But everyone on the forum was playing it. And it was when the COVID thing was properly kicking off, and things are just getting pretty miserable. I can't remember what I was actually playing at the time. I can't remember what it was, but wherever it was, I was getting a bit. Sometimes games can be a bit heavy, can't they? And I saw everyone playing it, and I just thought, oh, that looks just like what I need. Yeah, so I thought CD Keys had it for something like £37 download, and you got like £2.50 back in credit anyway when you redeem it. So I thought, let's go for that. And I was absolutely loving it. I did get bored of it and dropped it because I didn't really know what type of game it was, and I was loving almost the chase of the daily goals it was giving you. It's like, you need to make this now. It's like, oh great, I've got to make this, and then if I can achieve it today, then it'll be made by tomorrow. And I really enjoyed getting on in the morning and kind of seeing a shop pop up or somebody's moved in, or I was really, really enjoying it. And then there's a couple of sort of barren in-game days where I was doing what I had been doing, but not really getting anything out of it. So I just let it go, really, and moved on to playing the original Final Fantasy VII again on the Switch. But today I went back to Animal Crossing. I quite fancied it because it was Bell Day for the turnips.
Turnips, yeah.
I'm going to pile
Turnip day.
I thought I'm going to pile every bit of money I have into turnips because they're like 98 bells per tin. I thought, fuck it, I'll just put all my money into it and see what happens over the week, because I've pretty much dropped it at this point anyway. So let's just go all in and see what happens.
Thing is, for me, Animal Crossing is a game I play quite a lot of when it first comes out. I play it lots and lots and lots and lots and lots, which is understandable. It's a new game. You want to spend a lot of time with it. But it then and it's not a bad thing. I think it's perfect for it. It's the kind of game you jump in an hour or two a day, like for a little bit, and then it comes a gradual jump on, speak to the people, do a couple of chores, and that's it. And it's just, it's for me, Animal Crossing is the kind of game like I've done quite a lot recently, is where I've streamed some games, like Indivisible, or the other day I played Neo and various other games, Kid Gloves, which was one of the worst experiences of my life. And then I jumped into Animal Crossing for like an hour with Grum and the watching artist, Matt, who has been on here. And it's just something really nice to relax to. And I think that is kind of a blessing and a curse, because it's something you want to play to relax to and not really dive into, because it's kind of monotonous if you just constantly do the same thing, constantly. But it's the but it's got this thing where it's like, let's just run around, catch some fish before I go and get some sleep. And I think it's perfectly suited to that.
It's the perfect game when you need to change your pace.
Yeah.
That's exactly what sort of steered me onto it. And on that sort of thing of just picking it up for an hour or two, it was great, because normally I start work, we had flexi time at work, so I'd normally start earlier than normal and work later and stuff for a shorter day on a Friday, but they put pay to that. They said, no, you all need to do your 9 till 5 now. Well, we're up really early, I'm like done. I've been out, exercised, done the dog. That's the actual dog. Done the dog walk by, like.
I'm glad you had a walk in the end there.
Quarter to 7, yeah, quarter to 7 or something. So I'm pretty much sitting twiddling my fingers. So it's perfect for that little sort of hour in between of like, do you know what? I'm going to sit and play this.
Yeah.
Shake some trees and pick some apples and stuff.
Yeah, I think that's the like I said, it's the best thing about it. It's just something it kind of feels a little niche in your little gaming time, or if you're a little bit, a bit unsure what to do, you haven't got much time to do anything. Just something pick up, have a quick go, and crack on. Like,
it's a very weird game in the sense that it's the most casual game that, like, it is essentially the most casual game you can play. But yeah, it's got such a hardcore following as a result. It's a funny game. It kind of shouldn't work. Do you know what I mean? It shouldn't work, but somehow it does. I obviously that's credit to its to the characters, the world. The kind of the cuteness of it. I guess it's just done so well, but. Yeah, I don't know. It's just it's a weird game.
It is odd, isn't it? I do wonder, because it's my first experience of it. I do wonder what kind of following it would have if it had just come out exactly as it is now, but just by some random indie publisher. Whether it'd be picked up and people would be going nuts for it as they did with something like Stardew Valley, or whether it'd be. I don't know really, but
I don't know, because there are similar styled games, like you mentioned Stardew Valley, which is a bit more I guess variation, because you're doing farming, you go to dungeon and murder and stuff. And while I do beat Celia with a net every so often, it's not exactly combat. I wanted her to leave. I haven't touched her since someone else left. Anyway, basically, like, it's just, I could see her still doing well in the indie scene, but I don't know if it would have the same reach that it's got, because it's a Nintendo game. I honestly don't think it would have the same following. But you don't know. No. You don't know. But like, I got into Animal Crossing on the GameCube. I got mine. I think it was an Australian copy. So like it came out after people who would have got it from America. But I got it way before it came out in the UK, by like a year or so, something like that. So I really enjoyed it then, and I've enjoyed it ever since. I loved the GameCube one. I liked the DS one. I did not like the Wii one. And I love the 3DS one. I'm loving this one as well. The Wii one was awful. Shitty Folk. Because it's a shitty game. Nah, it's called City Folk. Cumberdane says, whenever I play an Animal Crossing game, I get super into it for about a week or two before inevitably getting bored. And I can understand that. I think, again, Animal Crossing is the perfect game to just fill a small gap in your time or play after something else before you want to go to bed or something.
It's a game that isn't to be taken seriously at all. There's no real consequences to your actions. It's basically something to allow you to. This is going to sound really pretentious. It's going to sound really pretentious, and but the best way I can describe it is it's the gaming form of meditation in terms of it's something that clears your mind. It's something that you can just. It's just a focus on. It's relaxing. It allows you to switch off. You don't have to think. You can do something very basic but get a lot of enjoyment out of it.
Yeah.
And do you know what I mean? It's the kind of the gaming equivalent of meditation. If you catch my drift.
Yeah, I kind of agree with that. It's nice to play. It was nice today to play that and not really give a shit. It's nice just to not have the stress of something.
There's no deadlines, really, is
yeah,
there?
nothing,
apart from turnips. Yeah. One thing I will say though is, like, I don't want to spend too long talking about Animal Crossing because we've only got an hour today. Because for those who are there waiting, Devlin will be on with Mario Maker tonight at 9. But I wanted to say one thing, a funny little story that happened to me today. I got up out of bed later than usual today, and I got up at around 11 o'clock. So I jumped on my Animal Crossing, checked my turnip prices, 90 bells. Oh, that's not bad. The missus checked hers, 96, I think it was. One of the kids, 94, another 110, another 100 and something. It's like, all right, all of you come to my island, grab your turnips from there. The kids, some of them had some of their own money, but I bumped it up so they all had an inventory full. Or inventory, as we should say. We all got our turnips. It literally just hit 12. One of the switches were left for too long. Everyone got disconnected. All turnips were unsold. No one bought a single turnip. Six people filled their inventories. Not a single turnip was actually bought because of that. I was livid.
How much money had been invested in turnips, do you think?
Oh, I don't know. Over $1 million.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
Easily over $1 million.
Ouch.
There was 6 of us, and I gave the kids at least 270,000 bells each to invest. So.
Yeah. Dear me,
So that's over $1 million with the 4 kids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bloody hell. Well,
I was not happy.
I picked up my turnips today. I think they were 94 per turnip. So I was happy with that. And I just thought, you know what? I've been struggling to there's a lot of things I want to do to my island. And it's going to cost money. You know, I want to move houses around. And yeah, you know, there's a fair amount I want to do. But I've never had the money to do it, and the last couple of weeks have been a bit tricky for me to try and find the time to get on.
Yeah.
Just because of work, you know, or obviously looking after the baby or spending time with the family in general and that. So I can't always guarantee I'll be on Sunday morning to be able to get my turnips. Like, so this is the first time in about 2 weeks that I think I've been able to get any turnips. So I've just gone all in. I spent 185,000. That was all the coins I had. I've bought, like, I've literally got not a single bell left, in the hope that I'll find a good price from either one of you guys or myself, and yeah, just make plenty of money off it. So that's kind of
That's what I've done. Probably the same sort of amount as well.
Yeah.
I think I had like 200 bells left in the end.
Yeah. The thing is, though, with it is if all it takes is we're just going to need one person to have like a really good, like Pedz the other week had 600 and something bells.
656.
Yeah.
I made that day with my own bell selling and everyone leaving tips. I made over 14 million bells.
Shoot.
And I had gold and gifts. Oh, I was Scrooge McDuck for the day.
So like
what, like, did everyone leave a tip, or were there people that didn't?
Most people
common
left a tip.
courtesy.
Yeah, most people left
it's common. It's common courtesy, isn't it?
Someone
Like, even if
on the forum, Fruit Punch Samurai, I think his name is.
Yeah.
He was back and forth for an hour, and he was back for an hour, going back for, and every time he left like 200, 300,000 bells as a tip for every journey. I was like, I'm not complaining.
yeah.
I'm okay. Other people are like, why is he taking so long? I'm like, because he's got stuff to sell. Like I said, if it happens again, I think I'm going to do it so like one person comes, sells this stuff, goes to the back of the queue. Because I felt bad in the end because a lot of people on GRcade didn't actually manage to sell this stuff. And it's like, I felt bad because other people were jumping in then because I posted on Twitter about it and stuff. So, yeah.
Like for me, what I'd probably do is, if I get a really good price, I would message my immediate friends. So it'd be you guys, Jawa,
with his immediate friend,
Matt, all the immediate people that I kind of speak to regularly. I'd give you the dodo code first and be like, get everything in, and then once you guys are sold, when you guys are done and there's nothing else, no more for you, I'll then announce it and let everybody go nuts over it.
Yeah.
That'd kind of be where I'd be. But yeah. Yeah, you know, obviously I'm hoping, well, if I bought them for 94 bells, I'm hoping if I can...
I reckon you should at least triple it. If you keep your eye on the forum, you'll probably triple it.
600. Yeah, if we get another 600 and something, I'll make well over 1 million bells. What I might do, though, is I've been tempted just to sell them at a good price and use that money. But what I'm probably going to roll it over for a week or two, so I won't spend any money. I won't spend any of those bells. Put them all back into Turnip's Neck week and do it again, just to kind of get a obscene amount of money, basically, just so I've got plenty to be able to model my island with.
Yeah, that's fair enough. Yeah. All I was going to say is, are there any other games you've been playing, guys? Like Final Fantasy VII have come out? Anyone playing that?
I haven't played that one before. I was just thinking, what the hell was... There was a reason why I didn't get Animal Crossing straight away, and I've just looked on the Steam. Bloody Half-Life Alyx.
Alyx. Right, I want to know, how good is Alyx? Right, for starters, if you've played it to completion. Obviously, no spoilers. But how good is Alyx? How good of a VR experience is Alyx? And how good of a game in its own right is it, if that makes sense? Like, without the VR, not gimmicks, but without the VR, would it be good as a standalone game without the VR? You may be missing out on some of the things, but if it was to be a non-VR game, would it still be good?
If it was exactly the same, but it wasn't, you were just playing it mouse and keyboard, it wouldn't be that good. Because the whole point of it is that you're in the environment and you're physically navigating through these things. It's very much a personal experience rather than you moving through a set piece. It's quite hard to describe. It's like if you imagine your own house. If you were playing that traditional Half-Life, you could, with mouse and keyboard, you could probably just like bomb through that with not a care in the world and be in and out in like 30 seconds. Whereas this, you might be in it for 10 minutes, like creeping through and opening doors and poking through things and...
Or just because a head crab pops on your head or something.
No. Well, or you might hear something, or you've got to navigate in a certain way. It's fucking hell, it's so good. I'm just looking at my playtime. It took me 15 hours to play it. It's easily as long as in gameplay length, the same as the first Half-Life. But if you were to be playing it mouse and keyboard, not because it's so absorbing playing it in VR, that's what slows you down, is the way you're interacting with everything.
See, the thing is Doom says VR's a gimmick. No, seriously, I'd love to play it. I don't have PC VR, so unless it gets ported to the PlayStation 4 anytime soon, I'm not going to be playing it.
Yeah, and it would be absolutely atrocious with the Move controllers. It lives and dies on, because I bought the Vive Knuckles, or Index controllers as they're called. So I've got my original Vive, I got the Valve Index controllers basically for this, and it's because it's got the full hand tracking. You can let go of those controllers. You can, because they strap around your palm. You can completely open your hand up, and they're still there, but kind of hovering, and you just forget you're holding controllers. You grab things by reaching out and actually making a grabbing motion. Like if you want to, you've got full reloading control over your gun. So you get a pistol first. You get a pistol, shotgun, submachine gun, and what else is there? There's something else, and you've got grenades. But you get them at set points. You don't get them off combine, or you don't just find them. You get given them at a set point in the story. So your pistol you get given, and you reload by pushing a button on the right controller, which ejects a clip. You reach behind you, physically reach behind you into your backpack, and grab and pull out a clip, push it in the bottom, and you do the old pull the top of the gun with your other hand to chamber a round up.
That's brilliant.
Cool. Yeah, it's really.
That's really cool.
Yeah,
that's weird though.
No, not at all. It really, really feels. You just completely get used to it. You get completely sucked in. If you're in a proper firefight, the tension of fucking up a reload, like if you forget to actually eject the clip and you're going, oh, why isn't this working? Like, oh shit! Like the shotgun loads like the in Terminator 2 where Arnie's got the grenade launcher and it splits open.
Yeah.
He puts the thing in. Well, it splits open like that, and you pop shells in. Again, you reach behind your back and pop them in, feed them in, and you snap it up with your hand. Or you can do an Arnie move and just flick it with your right hand, and the momentum snaps it shut. And then you've got a thing to pull on the side to cock it almost. It's so good, and you can upgrade your guns at various points. You can choose the upgrades. You can say I want a reservoir in the pistol which effectively holds 2 clips worth of bullets, or you can have laser sights. Really, really, really good.
That sounds really cool, man.
It is really good.
Oh, you're a knob. You make me want to buy it.
I wish you could.
Yeah.
I wish everyone could, because I got a couple of friends who they bought indexes for it. They're quite well off though, so
yeah,
they can do stuff like that. I mean, it's an expensive bit of kit, but they bought they've got the index, which I wish I had because it's got a much better screen and high resolution and stuff. But it's nice. I've got 3 people I can talk to about it. I don't know anyone else who's actually got it. So we can sit there and talk about stuff. So we phoned each other up and we're like, holy shit, this bit, and like if a man hack coming for you, terrifying. I had a head crab jump on my face, and I was shat myself. It was horrible. I was like, I got properly get off.
Oh, I'd love to have seen that. I have seen like on Twitter. Obviously, I don't know how much stuff is fake, how much is not. But some people like reacting to. I think I've said on the Twitchcast before. I was watching someone. I think it was like 2 Irish men, and this guy was had a VR headset on. He was leaning back, and there was another guy behind him holding him up because he would have just fell over. Like, and I've seen other people like leaning forward to do something in VR, and then they're just falling over because they're so engrossed in it. Like,
you can it's really strange. It's because it's not real. But at the same time something will happen and your brain just gets completely tricked. Like I've got my guitar amp up on, there's like a ledge in this room, and it's about shoulder height, I'd say, and the doors in that game, you can open them, you can properly pull the handle down and really slowly open them. You can stick your gun through, like John McClane, where he's on the phone to Hans, and he's like, why don't you open he goes, why don't you open the door and let me in? And he opens the door with his gun. He slides it with his gun. You can do that, so you can properly just stick your gun through and just poke the door open. Well, I was doing that, and I put my hand up, my open palm, to really gently close the door, and it perfectly lined up where the front of my amp was. So I basically touched the door, and I just couldn't. My brains went, fuck. Just, what? I felt the door. It was really strange, but there was a bit where I was fighting some combine, and there was some pillars, and I ducked, because I've got a little bit of room space, so I can actually physically move around and duck behind things, and I sat on my PC, I just completely sat on it. What the bloody hell's going on? And there's a bit later, there's something that scared me to the point where I properly grabbed my hands over my head and went, ah! And crouched on the. I absolutely crap myself.
Oh, that's awesome.
So you think you're aware you're in a game, and then something will happen, and your brain just completely buys it.
So you're recommending playing something like Resident Evil 7 in VR?
I've got that. I haven't played it yet. It came free with my. I got one of those really good bundles that were on game. It's like a.
Have you got a video? Have you got like a video cam?
No. Well, no. I could rig something up, but thankfully not.
Cool. Will you set up a Twitch account and stream you playing Resi 7 in VR?
You see me crap.
Well, we just want to point and laugh.
Back on Alyx, where I remember. Have you seen about the gloves that Alyx wears?
No.
Would you like to know about the gloves?
I don't know. I might like to know, but I don't know if our listeners would appreciate it. Because you know what people are like with spoilers.
Yeah. Well, it's basically a main way you interact with the world. You get
right. But yeah, no, I see. Yes. Yeah.
But the way these gloves work, I won't tell you what it is then, but it becomes so second nature that you think, how the hell am I going to play something similar without this? It completely changes the way that you interact with the world. It's so good.
Okay, right. I've only played VR a couple of times because I need to buy stuff to set up my PlayStation VR camera, the cameras and stuff better in my room. So the layout now I can't do it. Where I've changed my room around. I got my TV in the corner, which I know you love, and I got my L-shaped settee here.
Is it about 10 foot up the wall?
No. It's on the TV unit.
Oh.
No. It used to be on the wall because we had kids, and it was like I ain't having my kids smash my TV, but they're all older now. So, well, the youngest one is 7, so they're not older, but they're old enough to know not to touch my fucking TV.
Yeah.
But
still young enough to break it.
Yeah, that's the problem. And I've got a fucking OLED TV, and it's as thick as my fingernail.
Yeah.
So it's not exactly the safest of TVs in that regard. But do you ever find when you were playing a FPS then, like I'm sure I saw you looking at various mods for, I think it was you, who was having various mods from Silver for Fallout 70, not Fallout, New Vegas.
Yeah.
But, for example, if you were to play New Vegas now, after playing Alyx, would you feel like you're missing the VR? Or is it something that you're okay with going back and forth to?
Yeah, it's completely different things. It has to, like, Alyx is completely built around it. If I was to play something like New Vegas in VR, it'd be pretty shit. It has to be completely bound to it. Like, the key thing is that your body movements and the hands are perfectly represented in the game. So like I was saying, the reloading is a real thing. Things behave the way you'd expect them. You know, you can roll something along the floor, or you can just with your fingertips open the door. To have things like that, like a halfway house on something, just would be pretty crap. So I'm absolutely fine going back. But there's some things where I do wish I could experience. You can, with PC stuff, the beauty of it is you can find a bodge, but it is normally a bodge.
It's very much all or nothing type of situation then, is it?
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, I don't think I'd like to play a traditional first-person shooter like that. I don't think I'd enjoy it. Alyx works because it's as much navigating and experiencing the environment you're in as it is having a bit of combat. The combat is very defined in that game. It's very much this room, you are going to have some combat, and then there'll be some downtime. It's not just like Half-Life 2 where at any point you could come across enemies, or and it ramps it up. So it's quite a long time before you fight certain types of enemies, and it's only really near the end where you get put in a bastard hard, intense firefight, really.
The good thing is, like, I know VR to get the top of the range stuff is rather expensive, but if you already have a PC, I think you could still go in a lot, like, fairly decent price and still have a better experience than PSVR. I am right in thinking that, aren't I?
Yeah, absolutely. I've got a GTX 1070, which is still a pretty good, damn good card. But it's
Yeah,
not
I got
like
the
I've
same.
got a top spec machine, and I was able to run Alyx on maximum set, like ultra, no problem.
That's not
Absolutely
bad.
no problem. It's perfect. Yeah, it's brilliant. PSVR actually has a better screen than the Vive does.
Yeah.
The Vive, yeah. The Vive's got quite heavy screen door effect, whereas the PSVR it's not an OLED, but it's because the Vive's got an OLED, but it's.
I really enjoyed my time with PSVR. Like, don't get me wrong, I didn't play a lot. I played a deep sea thing, which, to be fair, was pretty tense when this shark was biting at the fucking cage. It was strange, it's not real, but it's like odd. But I honestly thought after playing Astrobot, how I need to be playing more VR games and how I want to play PC VR with all this stuff, but I just can't afford it all. But Astrobot was fucking tremendous fun.
Yeah, I basically bought the PSVR for that. I mean, I've had my Vive for a long time. I primarily play VR stuff. I primarily play my racing games. I mean, I don't really make use of it. And when I'm sure there's people who would be like, you absolute twat, you've got that setup and you basically don't play most of the stuff that's available. But for me, it's about my racing. But I thought, Astrobot looks so good, and the bundle was absurd. I was like, I'm going to buy that, and I loved it. It was so good, but I was so surprised how good the screen was in the PSVR. I mean, it's a noticeably inferior thing. The tracking is appalling. It's so bad. It's such a bodge using that old camera and those moves. But the actual headset's pretty damn good.
Are you dissing the PlayStation VR, you mean person, you?
No, the actual experience it's not that different. It's the tracking that lets it down. Like Astrobot, perfect. I mean, sometimes the center, you look ahead would be off center or something, but it didn't matter in that game. I dread to think what playing something like Super Hot would be like. Whereas when I've got my Vive set up with the tracking on that, it's perfect all the time. So, yeah.
Damn it! I need it. Is there anything else you guys have been playing, or anything else you're looking forward to in 3 days' time? No. Yeah, the 29th in 3 days' time. I think it's the 29th. In other words, are you looking forward to Streets of Rage 4?
I've never played any of the other ones, so
what?
Unless I have as a kid, because they were. Well, was it SNES or was it Mega Drive?
It
was Mega Drive. So there is a chance I've played one of them, but as a kid. But I barely remember that, so I haven't really played them, and so I'm not kind of in the hype. If you know what I mean, it's yeah. So
I am disgusted.
That's
You
one of those
being a
games-
massive Sega fanboy, not even playing one of the greatest series.
It's one of those things back when I had a Mega Drive. I mean, God, what would I be, like 12 or something? You were lucky to get a couple of games a year, so you played the hell out of them. So it was really big on the swapping. I had Sonic 2, so I'd swap with someone, but there'd be certain games that people just wouldn't swap. Streets of Rage 2 being one of them. And it was like, when you got to go around your mate's house that had Streets of Rage 2, you couldn't wait to get round there. It's like, yeah, let's go around Dave's, he's got Streets of Rage 2.
Yeah, I honestly adore Streets of Rage 1 and 2. Streets of Rage 3, I didn't play at the time. I don't think I played it later and just didn't enjoy it as much. Streets of Rage 4, I like the art style, but I kind of prefer the whole pixelated look of the older games.
Game to me.
But I'm hoping it's going to be good. We'll see. I don't know. I'm looking forward to it, and it's on Game Pass, so I'm going to play it straight away. Day one, boom, playing it.
No, it's on Game Pass, is it?
It's coming day one, Game Pass.
See, like I'll play it just to have a go. If it's on Game Pass, then I'll have a go and see if I enjoy it.
Yeah,
but, it's worth it for that.
So the thing is
sorry, Pedz, while we're on talk about Game Pass, remember ages ago, did you ever try The Witness, Because I remember you said you were going to give that a go because it was on Game Pass.
I've
Did
got
you
it
ever-
downloaded. I haven't played it yet though.
You won't like it, Doom's crap.
Sorry, dude.
Speaking of puzzle games, actually, I have recently been playing a game that I really enjoy. It's the 4th in the series on the Switch. It's called Picross S4. Have you played a Picross game?
I have
No.
on my original DS. I really enjoyed.
I fucking love Picross. I had to play with the missus, so we played together. I don't play it on my own because I would probably punch the TV. I had to play with the missus because it's like certain games I find like a lot more enjoyable playing with them. It's like Overcooked, Picross, and certain things we just really enjoy playing together. And Picross S1, 2, 3, and 4. I like S4 we playing now. S1, 2, and 3 we finished all the puzzles on that.
No,
and
I never even considered you could play that together because we do the same. Like Baba Is You and The
Yeah.
Witness and stuff. While they're not 2-player games, we played them together. So I never even considered.
No, this is a genuine on the Switch. It's genuinely 2 players. You can both do stuff. The only problem is you are doing something sometimes, and then your half is like doing something as well, and it's like, stop deleting my stuff, and then it's like, no, but that's wrong, and then it's like, was it wrong? Was it really? And like sometimes it is, sometimes it's not. But in Picross, normally you have just your black and white blocks, and then it makes like a pixelated shape, and then when you finish it and get it all done properly, you see what it is at the end. Well, then they've added Mega Picross as well. Then they've added Clip Picross, which is loads of little tiny puzzles. Some are big, obviously they're all various in sizes. And then it forms then a big picture at the end. So you like have a person's hair in one place and a foot in another, and it'll end forming something. They've also added Color Picross, so it's different colours. It's like 3 or 4 or 5 colours to make a sprite and stuff like that. It's really damn good, and I think in this one they've added in extra mode, which if you have Picross S1, 2, and 3, you get 3 extra puzzles. Otherwise you get 2 puzzles, and they are, if you know Picross, it's normally 15 by 20. 20 by 20. The ones in this go 40 by 30. So there's a lot of stuff to work out on that grid. And we were doing one earlier. It took us like 30 minutes.
Oh, do you know what? Isn't it quite cheap as well? No, like £7 or £8 or something.
I think the newest one, I don't know. I honestly don't know. But I think they were on offer the other day, just before Picross S4 came out.
I might have to get that then. We'd love that. I can tell. Yeah.
It's so good.
Anyway.
Yeah.
A 2-player.
But like obviously with the Witness, when you're working together, if you like I said, it's 1 player, you're doing stuff and you're discussing in that. In Picross, you both got a pad each, and if your missus is anything like mine, they will delete your stuff to go, no, this goes here.
Oh no! Yeah, I'll be doing that as well.
Yeah, I do it as well. Early on, she's like, "Why are you moving all the stuff I've just moved?" And it's like, "Because I think it goes here," and it's like, it didn't. So yeah. But one puzzle we were doing earlier, we did this like thing. Can't remember what it was, but it was like diagonally from one side to the other. I'm like, right, that isn't right. So we started like trying to do it like deleted bits and putting them back and working it out. And then by the time we finished, it was almost the exact same shape, but like leaning from left to right instead of leaning from top, like on the top left to right. And when we started, it was right to left, leaning that way. So basically, we just made the diagonal line go the other way, and that was right. So how the hell we managed to do it the wrong way around in the first place, I'll never know.
Impressive.
But yeah, it's really good fun. If you like puzzle games, it is definitely something I enjoy.
That sounds great.
Yeah, and like I said, the bigger grids, they do look intimidating. They do, especially when you're like, oh my god. And obviously, the thing with Picross is as well is like when you got like it starts off 5x5, so it's really really simple and easy to work out. Then you get 5x10, I think it is, which no you don't. You get 10x10, and then like 10x15, then 15x15, then I think it's 15x20. But each time you go to that bigger size, it gives you a lot of use 20 blocks, use 10 blocks a space, and then 9 blocks. So you get like good ways, kind of eases you into each new size, like gently. It's kind of really good for kind of like a Mario game. It starts off simple with the ideas come in, and then as the new one's introduced, it kind of eases it in and before it progresses to difficulty. Like
It's almost like a tutorial without it being a tutorial, really.
yeah, yeah. But yeah, I love Picross. I can't wait for S5 once we finish S4 to come. It only came out the 23rd. 23rd it came out 3 days ago. Friday. Yeah, Friday.
Yeah, speaking of puzzle games, have you played the Talos Principle?
I have not. I do have it. I may even have spare keys for it. I don't know.
That is excellent. That's I'd say it's not like The Witness. You navigate an environment, and it's basically like if you to look at screenshots, it looks crap because it just looks like you sort of putting lasers around an environment or fans. Or
I think I know it. It's like you're a robot looking thing, you know.
Yeah, you're a
I think
robot.
I think like the story to is about the story to the game is about. I'm not sure, but I think I've heard someone saying that it's basically about like what is life or something. I don't bloody know.
Yeah, kind of. I mean, there's a story running through terminals and stuff. You can basically ignore that. It's a big booming God voice that goes, "You are now in my garden. You are my child," and stuff like that while you're going around. But the actual puzzles are really satisfying. It starts off where you think, "Oh, this is going to be pretty damn easy." Route this blue line through to this blue receptacle around this block. How's this going to be hard? They do get really fiendish.
Two lasers, if they were to cross, are they different color lasers, or is it all just one?
They cancel each other out.
They do they?
Which is some of the first time you encounter two different colors, it will just go right. Okay, the red one's got to go in the red hole, and the blue one's got to go in the blue hole, but they're crossed over, and you can't. They just hit each other and cancel out. So like, oh, okay, well, how the hell do I do this then? And then it's like working out how you sort of use it to sort of move one around the back of the other one by moving. Yeah, it's very difficult to explain, but it's also some of the levels have a hidden star in them. So not only is there the layer of doing the puzzle, but then there's a secondary puzzle within that puzzle of like, right, I can see I've done the puzzle, which might be hard enough, but how the hell do I get to that star? Because that's behind a gate, and there's a red one in here, but there's not even a red laser in here. So how the hell? Really, really tricky. But we play that together as well. We're gonna play that after this.
Oh, nice.
A few stars to mop up. So I recommend that if you like playing that with you.
Yeah. I'll definitely have a look at downloading it. I have got it on Steam, I believe. I think there's DLC as well, isn't there?
Yes, it's Road to Jenna or something like that. That's completely standalone. That's a lot harder. But we've done the main stuff in that. We've finished that, but we're just mopping up the stars. And one of them's just like we spent 2 solid evenings doing it to the point where one of us has just gone, "Fuck this. I'm done with this. I'm going in the kitchen."
One of you. I wonder which one that was.
Yeah.
You.
What about you, Doom? Do you play any games with your wife or?
Not a huge amount. She's not like massively into games. We've played snipper clips together, and we've got through a fair amount of that, and we quite enjoyed that.
That's great, snipper clips.
Yeah, it's really good. I bought it when I first got the Switch, and yeah, that's enjoyable. We haven't played them for ages, to be fair, but yeah, no, not a huge amount. She's really got to be in the mood to want to play.
I know the feeling.
Yeah. So no, we don't play a lot of like that couch co-op puzzle type game at all.
I find my wife's really into gaming. Like she likes most things apart from racing games, really. But she'll sit and like Horizon's her favourite ever game. She plays hundreds of hours and stuff. But we find sometimes like a puzzle game can be a really good kind of halfway house between. I don't like this genre, she doesn't like this one, but that's perfect because it's more about talking through things together and working something out.
Yeah. Well, I think mainly we play, like, me and the missus to play like puzzle games and games, like I said, Overcooked. We've recently started playing another game as well, which came out recently, which is Good Job. That's quite fun.
Oh yeah, I've heard that.
Yeah.
Really good.
Well, when we started the game, we were smashing everything up. And I was like, why do we get such a bad rank? And you guys, you're not meant to smash things up. So you can be as creative as you want, but that will make you, like, when it was advertised, you're like, yeah, you can be good at your job and do it this way, or you could just be really creative and do it however you like. The problem is, if you be creative and do it however you like, and you end up breaking stuff, it drops your rank because you're just doing damage to the building and the property and stuff. So realistically, you don't want to do that. But like I said, what we'll do is we'll go through it, have a bit of fun smashing shit up and going through like that. And then we'll go through and try and do the best we can, which is what we did with Overcooked. We went through it, got as like the best stars we could, and then we were just like, right, let's stay on this level till we get 3 stars. Let's stay on this level till we get 4 stars on Overcooked 2. And like, that's the kind of thing we do. So we play a lot of games together like that, but she don't really play a lot of games on her own anymore. She used to play a lot of games like Sonic and stuff, but now it's more Animal Crossing, and that's about it. I really love. Yeah. She's sitting by eating her food. So yeah, it's always good though, because it's like we don't have a massive amount of the same interests. Like, we like different music, we like different TV shows and stuff. So when we sit down to play a game together or watch a film together and we both really enjoy it, it's like really, really cool. That makes sense?
I mean,
it's nice, like,
it's,
yeah.
It's like, yeah, it's like, it's weird, like, I find puzzle games, I think even if she wasn't into games, you could quite happily say, let's play this together and get engrossed in it. I don't think you have to like games for that particular type of thing.
No,
for somebody to sit and play it with.
Well, we were playing Picross today, and I was sitting down just like messing around on the computer, and she said, "Fancy some Picross?" I was like, "Yeah, right then." I think 2 hours or so had passed, and it's like, I think we need to like make food. Something like that. It's like, it's getting a bit late now, that kind of thing. So it's just really good fun. Really good fun. And obviously then, it's interaction as well. Other than, it's different to your normal everyday interaction where you're just talking about like life, kids, school, various other things. You're sitting down, not really thinking about a lot other than what you're doing, and just actually spending your time together doing enjoyable stuff other than stuff that stresses you or the like. So I don't know. Maybe that's just me.
No, it's nice, because it really does get your mind going. It's a nice complete distraction from things. It's almost nice to be getting pissed off that you're stuck on a puzzle for 2 hours. It's almost like when you crack it, it's like, God, that was satisfying.
Right, it is, it's 8:45. We've got like 10 minutes, I'd say. So one of the things I actually wanted to speak about, I was hoping there were more viewers here, actually, because that was the point today, is why I was thinking of doing it myself, is I wanted to speak about, what's going on in the world, really. Like, I wanted to find out how you guys were, how viewers are. I know, like, some people are fed up of the coronavirus talk and stuff, but this isn't so much about talking about the coronavirus itself. It's more about, like, seeing how everyone's, mental well-being is then. Because, obviously, we're all a tight community, and we should all look out for each other, So that's basically what I was thinking of doing, like, and unfortunately, I didn't realize how long we'd been talking about games. So I was just wondering, like, how are you both coping? Are you, like, Doom, I know you're still working and you're still actually going into work. So how are you managing? Are you doing well, like?
Yeah, I mean, it's in some way, life hasn't changed that much for me because I still have the routine of being able to go to work and that. It's got its stresses though. I mean, just every precaution has to be taken. We're wearing masks now, and I do a 14-hour shift. So you wear a mask for 14 hours, and you get sweaty under there, and it's not nice. So it's stressful in that sense. As a result of worrying about work, I work with someone who's incredibly vulnerable. like severely vulnerable. It's almost a guarantee that if he caught it, you'd kill him. Like, it's almost a guarantee. So so when I'm not working, when I'm out and about, I do get very stressed going out to the shop and that. I got to be fair to Sean. I mean, we get a lot of stuff delivered. We get one of our local greengrocer. We get a mixed like fruit, veg, and salad box delivered every week, and they also include bread and eggs and milk in that as well. So plus we get a delivery from the butchers every couple of weeks. So we don't need to go and do a big shop anymore. But I got to be fair to Sean. She goes to do it. I'll drive down to Morrison's with her and the baby, and then I'll keep the baby entertained, and she'll go into Morrison's and do it because she knows how stressed it's making me at the moment, because I'm just so paranoid that I could remember there's a 2-week gap where you don't even know if you've got it. It's when you've got the symptoms, you've been carrying it for 2 weeks type thing. And like I said, I'm just obviously so worried about giving it to him that it is stressful. I don't like going out very often. But I got to be fair to Sean. She's very understanding, and she does she does kind of do those extras. I mean, I pull my weight in other places, but yeah, she's very understanding about the situation, and yeah. So in terms of routine, nothing too badly has changed. Apart from going out is obviously a lot more stressful now these days, but yeah, other than that, to be honest, I've got the distraction of a baby. What day are we now? We are Sunday, so she'll be 12 weeks next Wednesday. So we've kind of got that as a distraction, so that hasn't changed. Like, if you've got toddlers or pets with your kids, you've got kids that want to go out and play and they want to do this, and they've got friends they want to see in that. We've got a baby that knows no different, because we'd be doing the same for her anyway, even if so in some way it's a blessing in disguise, the situation I'm in. But yeah, no, other than that, okay, just kind of cracking on with things. What about you guys anyway?
Sorry, Victor?
Yeah, I mean, we're lucky in the sense that we don't have much family. We don't have kids or anything. I mean, we're pretty active in that we like going for a lot of long walks and stuff, so we can't do that anymore. Apart from, we get up, like I said, we get up stupidly early and go and do all our stuff before most people are up on purpose to avoid bumping into people. But the relatives we do have, my nan's 95 now. She lives way up north. And I'm not worried for us. Obviously, we don't want to get it, and there could be complications. But we're isolated enough that we're both working from home. That's fine. We haven't been furloughed or anything. But my worry is her, and my father-in-law, my wife's dad. He has cancer, and he's going through his treatment from it. So he's stupidly vulnerable to it. So I just they're my worries. If that wasn't the case, if I had like younger family or something, I'd just be like, okay, everyone just be careful. But those are my main stresses. Work-wise, I'm just, I've got my setup in the kitchen because my wife has the main study bit I'm in now, so I can close the door on it. So at least I can I've got my definite areas. I'm not living in the area I work in all the time. It's all right. I mean, we've got plenty of stuff to entertain us. It's just.
So you saying you're doing your work in the kitchen? How much fat have you got?
I'm actually healthier now. I'm getting more exercise because I'm having to make that effort to do it. I'm getting more proper exercise, and eating better.
Stopped eating the crisps.
Oh Christ! We're getting stuff. Like Dean was saying, we're getting stuff delivered from. We're getting like vegetable boxes and stuff coming. We're getting butchers delivering to us. So we haven't been anywhere. We haven't been to a supermarket in nearly 2 months now.
Yeah.
So we're avoiding stuff really nicely, and then we're eating better, getting more exercise. I mean, it's on that thing. It's that respect. It's actually better for us, but it's just the indefinite. When the hell are we going to be able to do things? And I know our work's talking about ways of getting us to come back in, which will then be the case of like that will be when worry starts again, because
we're
going to be like, I don't need to be here. why am I here?
I know. To be honest, I think I obviously right now, but I think giving people the option to work from home more than places do might be better for their own productivity. I think they should do that a bit more anyway, because it might be more beneficial. I guess most bosses think they're gonna just sit around in their pants and scratch their balls watching TV all day. That's what they're probably thinking. But from the sounds of it, most people actually work better from home because they can relax and just crack on, like.
Yeah.
And I haven't got a list of people eating crisps or do whatever the annoying people do when you're working. Deliveroo jokes and everything. Cumberdane's in chat is saying, I'm missing my family. I don't see them that often, but now I've not seen them for 8 weeks. I told them the phone, but it's not the same. Yeah, no, I could completely get that. I don't see my family much. I haven't seen... I saw them around Easter when they dropped eggs off. They were in the street talking to me. Before that was Christmas time. That's often I see my father and sisters and stuff. My nan I see more regularly. But obviously I haven't seen her since before the lockdown. She's in her 80s now. But the thing is, she's on her own. And I think what's making her feel worse now is my grandfather, her husband, only died back in October. So I think before she had people visiting, she was able to go out, and it kind of helped with the grief and stuff of that to be able to talk to people a bit and kind of distract her on occasion from it. But now she's on her own. She hasn't got that. And obviously my mother died and her daughter back in February last year. So again, that's another thing that's constantly playing on her mind. And then her mother, who was in her 90s, she passed away like a couple of years before that. So I think a lot of things are weighing on her mind right now. And I think the fact that there's no way she can get out and visit people that she would, or people are not visiting her like they normally do, I think that is actually probably a bigger pressure on her in a sense than the actual virus, because she doesn't see anyone really now. So I think that's the issue there with her. For us, I think there's 6 of us, so we constantly we're busy. The kids are doing their schoolwork and stuff throughout the days. We are still going to shop at the supermarkets. Again, there's 6 of us. We do get stuff delivered from grocers and stuff like that, but they limit the amount you have because there's so many people having stuff. They limit what everyone can have, so you can only have like 2 kilograms of Maris Pipers, 2 kilograms of red potatoes, 6 or so jacket spuds, and things like that. So you're quite limited, and like 2 kilograms of Maris Pipers would be enough for, like, say, some chips or something for like all of us, and that's it. It wouldn't last a few days. Or if you wanted like mashed potato, all 2 kilograms of the red potatoes were straight in the pot. It's literally one meal then. Obviously, we're not going to just sit and eat a bag of potatoes and that's it. You have other stuff with it, but you know what I mean. I go for dinner at my parents once a month, but this has screwed me over. My friend Dan and I go for burgers and beers once a month too. And I can't do that either. Yeah, I think this is the big issue for a lot of people is they're not getting any time out. They can't interact the way they normally do. I don't really do a lot of socializing, so it doesn't affect me in that way either. But for, like, a lot of people do. They go out for a drink and stuff, and I don't know. It's just... Yeah. Well, it's nearly time for us to go, guys, because Devlin is streaming Super Mario Maker 2 in a minute. He'll be going live with that. It's Are You a Master Mario Maker? I believe it's a new set of levels this week from group Mushroom and Flower Group, I think they are. Cool. So you should all stick around to watch that, because it's always great. Who doesn't like listening to an angry Scotsman? Another thing is, if you need to talk to anyone on, on GRcade, you can PM me. There's also a coronavirus thread if you want to pop in there to read up on anything. There's a mental health thread. If you need to go in there and talk to anyone, this is anyone who's listening on GRcade. That's regularly in there because people like to talk about various different things. Relationship threads, because this might be having a strain on your relationships. You may want to talk about that. Anyway, seriously, any one of us on that forum, if you post in those threads, will help you. Even people who don't get on generally on the forum. Not a lot of people who don't get on, but even then, they will go into those threads and they will help each other out because it's the right thing to do. In my opinion, and we're all there as like a fairly small community, so we're gonna like try and make sure everyone's all right, you know. Also, if you need to and you need to phone somewhere, like, I don't know, the Samaritans or something, do that. There's nothing worse than letting your mental health be seriously affected. And if you're lonely, again, speak to someone, anyone. Even if it's your cat, well, no, maybe not your cat, but give someone a ring. That's what I think, anyway.
Cool.
So on that note, I think it's time for us to say goodbye. Doom? Any last words?
I was just to say, thank you for having me on. It's been a while. Hopefully we can do some more of these again soon. And yeah, I'll see you all either on a stream or in one of your streams. So yeah, I'll see you all soon.
Or on GRcade.
Or on GRcade, yes.
Victor, do you have any final words of wisdom?
Yeah, just really nice to talk to you all. I hope everybody out there's okay, and I'm off to buy Picross.
Which one? 1, 2, 3, or 4? Or all 4?
All 4. I'll get the latest one and work backwards.
Okay. That's fair enough. Well, with that, I am going to say goodbye. Please stick around. Devlin will be going live any minute now with Are You a Master Mario Maker? And I mean what I say, if you need to speak to anyone, come to GRcade or even phone some helplines. There are plenty of people who are willing to help you through these tough times. Good night, guys, and we will see you soon. Hopefully we'll be back next week with some more chat, and maybe we'll try and keep it all happy. Bye, guys.
Bye.